Coming up on Mountain News this morning, folks continue to recover from last month's tornado after another one hit Kentucky on Friday. And officials are warning copper thefts might cause major harm to power grids and equipment safety.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Monday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this June 2nd. We are at 5:30 this morning, which means it is time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal for a look at that forecast. Megan, we've talked about the heat that is going to come through. I'll call it a heat wave because it's hot. It's too hot for me, but I know realistically it's normal.
Yeah, it is kind of normal for this time of year, but even though we have those very warm temperatures ahead of us, we're looking fairly cool this morning. In fact, right now we're seeing 43 degrees in Hazard, and as you can see, nothing. You can't see anything. I mean, that fog is very dense here. We have some low-lying clouds towards the studio, so just be careful as you're heading out the door because you could be encountering some of that low visibility. Now here's a look at the temperatures across the entirety of the region. We're looking at a mixture of those 40s and 50s, a little bit warmer for our southwestern counties, upper 50s, and then cooler for our northeastern counties where we're seeing some low 40s popping out. But don't worry, we'll all be seeing what Amelia's calling that heat wave, but it's going to be warm. I will say that normally this time of year we look at upper 70s, so this isn't too far out of the ordinary, but warmer temperatures are on their way as you're heading into your Tuesday and Wednesday, even seeing chances for upper 80s on Wednesday. Here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. All in all, nice and clear start to your day. Amelia.
Exactly 2 weeks after a deadly tornado hit parts of eastern Kentucky, another tornado touched down Friday morning in Washington County. Officials say at least one person died and more than 12 others were hurt. The National Weather Service says the damage is consistent with that of an EF2 tornado. Among the structures destroyed was the home of a family of 14. We're told 11 members of that family were at home when the tornado ripped through the community. All of them were hurt. Folks in Mercer County also received storm damage Friday. One woman says she rode the storm out inside her RV. Another woman says the tornado tore parts of their paddocks apart and ripped their run-in shed to shreds. Pieces of it can be seen across their neighborhood. She says she's just grateful that the storm missed her horse barn and her horses. A Pulaski County man who lives in the Mount Victory community keeps plugging away at cleaning up, but says at times the task can just be overwhelming. Dale Arnold and loved ones are helping clean up his mother's home. He says they ran into his mother's bathroom moments before the tornado took the roof off the house. He says the cleanup process is moving slowly, but it's moving in the right direction.
Does it seem like a task that's overwhelming?
Very, very overwhelming. I hope nobody has to go through it again. I mean, it's amazing what God will do.
Arnold says getting his mother back into a home motivates him to keep going. London Mayor Randall Weddle provided an update regarding damage assessment for homes impacted by the May 16th tornado in Laurel County. He says 280 homes were completely destroyed, 195 homes had significant damage, and a little more than 130 homes received minor damage. He says there were 134 homes that were marginally affected, and about 75 homes did not have visible damage. In total, more than 800 homes were impacted in Laurel County alone. Well, don't forget, if you live in 6 counties, including Laurel and Pulaski, you can apply for FEMA help. Homeowners and renters may be eligible for home repairs, temporary housing, property losses, and more. If you did sustain an injury or lost a loved one from the deadly May 16th tornado, you also could be eligible for medical, dental, and funeral assistance. You have until July 23rd to apply. You can also learn more at disasterassistance.gov. Well, it's 5:34. Copper thefts might not sound like a major issue, but those with Farmers RECC in Barron County say it's a growing threat to the safety of their workers and to the entire power grid. The copper is not just valuable to thieves. It plays a critical role in protecting equipment and keeping the system running smoothly. Crews say when it's gone, the risks multiply fast. Scott Lester with Farmers RECC explains why stealing even a single piece can cause big problems.
The actual copper itself is not so much like a high cost to us, but the effects of stealing the copper is where the cost really comes in. And when one piece of it's missing, it allows faults, lightning strikes to travel down that could damage equipment or maybe get someone hurt or, you know, with our employees or members of the public.
Well, folks in our area have seen their fair share of copper thefts too. These thefts can also lead to outages. 3 men charged in connection to a double murder in the Belfry area appeared in court Friday for pretrial conference. Jolone McCree, Orlando Pack, and Devon Overstreet were each charged with 2 counts of murder, one count of attempted murder, and 1 count of first-degree robbery after 2 men were killed and another injured near the Tug Fork Apartments in October 2023. The trio appeared before Judge Eddie Coleman in Pike County, but no trial date was set. The attorneys for the defendants asked for more time to look through evidence, and the attorney for Orlando Pack requested that the cases be tried separately. Another court date is set for July 11th. New details in the case where a former assistant county attorney was charged in connection to the death of his wife. Defense attorney for Donald Kiley, Deskins, are asking that any sentence he receive be probated instead of serving time. Attorneys argue Deskins is the primary caretaker of his 2 children, and sending him to prison would have a negative effect on them. Deskins agreed to a plea deal to have his murder charge dismissed earlier this month. A man faces charges after he was accused of shooting at a vehicle behind him while he was driving. It happened Tuesday night in Laurel County. Deputies say the person calling stayed on the phone with 911 dispatch until they got there. A traffic stop was later conducted on Kentucky 363. Police found 2 firearms inside of James Chadwell's vehicle. No damage was found on the victim's vehicle. Chadwell was charged with 2 counts of wanton endangerment. Staying in Laurel County, 2 people are in jail after police found suspected meth. The Laurel County Sheriff's Drug Interdiction Unit conducted a traffic stop Wednesday on East 4th Street in London. When they searched the vehicle, police found suspected meth, marijuana, and a smoking pipe. Johnny Asher of Louisville and Roberta Ann Benj of London were taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A northeastern Kentucky state senator has switched her party affiliation. Friday, it was announced that Senator Robin Webb is joining the Republican Party. Senator Webb is an attorney and a longtime legislator, first elected to the House in 1998 and the Senate in 2008. That Senate district includes Boyd, Carter, Greenup, and Lewis counties. Senator Webb was the last eastern Kentucky Democrat in the state Senate. Senator Webb provided this statement saying, quote, "First and foremost, I'm a mother, a rancher, and a lawyer with deep personal and professional roots in Kentucky's coal country. As the Democratic Party continues its lurch to the left and its hyper-focus on policies that hurt workforce and economic development in my region, I no longer feel it represents my values. It has become untenable and counterproductive to the best interests of my constituents for me to remain a Democrat." Governor Andy Beshear says thanks to approval by the federal government, the summer food program will continue to provide food for about 450,000 kids ages 6 through 18 while schools are out for the summer. Children in SNAP and other assistance programs are automatically enrolled. Each child will receive a one-time benefit of $120 to purchase food throughout the summer. Transportation cabinet officials say maintenance operations on a bridge in Clay County will soon begin. Kentucky 472 at milepoint 757 will be closed starting at 7 o'clock this morning. That area is expected to reopen at 7 in the evening next Thursday. Officials say a bridge structure is being placed with an aluminum box culvert. Those driving through the area need to prepare for delays. The Pikeville Police Department spent Friday saying goodbye to its police chief, celebrating a new chapter for a man who served the department and his community since 2004. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has a look at Chief Michael Riddle's retirement.
Everybody knows he's a policeman, but what Mike really stands for is what he's holding in his hand, and just the person that he is and the impact that he's put on every one of us. That will live forever.
Pikeville Police Chief Michael Riddle is hanging up the uniform.
Bittersweet, a lot of emotions. Going to miss all these people that I've been here pretty much half my life. Started here when I was 22 and 43 now, so kind of grew up here, and My son works here in the city for the fire department, so it's like my second family, really.
After more than 2 decades of serving the community, moving up in the ranks throughout the years, and serving as a police chief since 2021, the department celebrated his retirement Friday.
We will not be the same department that we are today if it wasn't for Michael Riddle.
And though he doesn't plan to let retirement slow him down, as he steps away from the force to get more time with his family,
I believe in staying busy and would like to hopefully get a job here close by where I can still get to see the same people and stuff.
he is looking forward to finding new ways to serve the place he calls home.
I guess I think the Lord blessed me with a spirit of service, and I see myself, trying to do that in whatever form it may be, police or whatever.
Leading a changed department, believing they are prepared to keep up the progress.
I'm leaving them with a kind of a challenge. I told them, long ago, my goal was to leave the department better than how I found it. And I think we've done that, and I want them to leave it better than I gave it to them. So hopefully a few years from now, it's better off than what it is right now.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
An official announcement has not been made as to who will step into the role of police chief, but Riddle says he is handing the reins to Commissioner of Public Safety, Philip Reed. It's 5:41. PBS filed a lawsuit to fight back against its defunding, claiming it didn't follow the proper procedures.
And we're enjoying this break from the rain. I'll tell you when you may need to bring those umbrellas out again after the break.